The air hung heavy with humidity in their small town. Summers were for sweating, for catching fireflies in old mayonnaise jars. They were also for worrying about putting food on the table, about bills piling up on the chipped Formica counter. Sarah, a woman hardened by life but with a heart full of love, knew this worry all too well. Raising 3 kids on her own wasn't easy, but she did it, her spirit unbroken. Her oldest, Mark, was a quiet boy, always watching, always thinking. He loved his mama fiercely, saw the toll life took on her. He saw the way her shoulders slumped a little more each day, the way her smile didn't quite reach her eyes like it used to. He helped where he could, taking odd jobs after school, his calloused hands a testament to his determination. Mark wasn't like the other boys, the ones who dreamed of football games and Friday night lights. He dreamed of escape, of a way to lift the burden from his mother's shoulders. He looked at his younger brother and sister, their faces still full of childhood innocence, and he vowed to protect them, to give them a better life. When he turned 18, the answer seemed clear: the army. It was a path out of their small town, a chance to make a difference, to ease his mother's worries. It was a chance to be someone, to do something that mattered. The Greyhound bus station was filled with tearful goodbyes, the air thick with apprehension and the smell of exhaust fumes. Sarah held Mark tight, her face buried in his fatigues, memorizing the feel of him, the scent of him. He was her boy, her protector, and he was leaving. Basic training was a blur of sweat, shouts, and aching muscles. Mark pushed himself, finding strength he didn't know he possessed. He learned discipline, camaraderie, the true meaning of brotherhood. He excelled, his quiet determination catching the eye of his superiors. He was good at this, good at following orders, at pushing through the pain, at being part of something bigger than himself. Deployment came sooner than he expected. Afghanistan, a world away from their small town, from his mother's loving embrace. Fear gnawed at him, a constant companion, but he pushed it down, deep inside where it couldn't touch him. He had a job to do, a duty to fulfill. He wrote to his mother every chance he got, his letters filled with mundane details, carefully omitting the horrors he witnessed. He wanted to shield her, to maintain the illusion that everything was okay. But the war changed him, etched itself onto his soul in ways he couldn't erase. The desert heat was relentless, a suffocating presence. The air was thick with tension, punctuated by the distant roar of helicopters. The ground shook with the detonations of IEDs, each blast sending a jolt of fear through his veins. He saw things, heard things that would forever be seared into his memory. The faces of his fallen comrades haunted his dreams. He carried their dog tags, their memories a heavy weight in his pocket. He wrote letters to their families, words inadequate to express the depth of his grief, the guilt of survival. But there were good times too, moments of laughter and camaraderie that pierced through the darkness. Sharing stories, sharing meals, sharing the burden of war forged a bond unbreakable. They were brothers, bound by shared experiences, by the knowledge that they had seen the best and worst of humanity. Through it all, Mark clung to the thought of his family. Their letters were his lifeline, a reminder of what he was fighting for, what awaited him back home. Their love was his anchor, keeping him tethered to sanity in a world gone mad.